You think your dog deserves the best. BarkBox knows they do. And the best is exactly what BarkBox delivers every month. BarkBox keeps your dog entertained all month long with original toys and healthy, yummy snacks. You'll get fun, themed goodies curated for your dog, and you'll be joining a community of pups and their people. Sign up now, and BarkBox will double your first Thanksgiving-themed box for free. Get your gobble on with twice the toys, treats, chews, and Turkey Day fun. To start spoiling your dog and get your free upgrade, visit BarkBox.com/podcast.
Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country, offering over 250 engaging programs online. GCU integrates the free market system and its welcoming Christian worldview perspective into its academic programs and throughout its online campus. GCU's online students received over $144 million in scholarships in 2021. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University.
You made it. Here. Finally. Checked out of office to check into the sweet views of that place you've always wanted to go. You know the one. It's nice. Even the kids like it.
This place is so cool.
And they never like it.
Mom, can we go to the pool?
Look at that. Not even asking for the Wi-Fi. When you're with Amex, it's not if it's going to happen, but when. American Express. Don't live life without it.
At Jiffy Lube, it's our job to keep you moving. With a full range of services from oil changes and tire rotations to filters, wipers, and more, we've got what your car needs right when you need it, so you're ready for whatever's next. Putting you in the driver's seat of car care? That's a job for Jiffy.
Hello. Welcome to Healthy But Human Podcast. My name is Callie. I'm your podcast host, and I am so excited to have you here today listening to our episode on how to cycle sync. Okay, so this episode has been very highly requested, and if you don't already know, cycle syncing is very, I feel like it's been coming for a while, but it's all of a sudden very trendy on social media, and I've been cycle syncing for like over a year now, and I wanted to just share my takeaways, tips, and tricks and how you can start if you're interested. Anyway, before we get into our topic today though, I always like to start for episodes with a little self check-in. So think of this like us just grounding ourselves wherever you are. If you're walking, if you're driving, working, whatever, just taking a moment to reflect and see how you're feeling today. So I want you to just take a deep breath in through your nose, breathing nice and slow, filling up your lungs with lots of goodness. And then the top, I want you to open your mouth, just exhaling, sighing out any tension, any stress, just letting go of anything that you're holding on to, just release it. And now I want you to ask yourself, how am I feeling today? Being so honest with yourself here, getting real. Maybe you're feeling literally amazing. That is so awesome. Or maybe you're feeling just not so great right now. Now I want you to ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? Maybe something happened in your day. Maybe nothing happened and you just woke up in a weird funk, or you're feeling like you woke up and you are ready to take on the entire world. Just don't judge yourself here. Now I want you to ask yourself, what is one intention I have for today? When I go about my day with literally no intentions and I'm just flowing with the motions, a lot of the times my day just flies by and I don't even feel present. So sometimes setting an intention, like your personal why for the day, can be so helpful to have more of just kind of a purpose, if that makes sense. And now I want you to ask yourself, have I drank water in the past 30 minutes? If you have not, I want you to go ahead, pause the podcast, go grab yourself a nice glass of water, chug it, and then resume. And now I want you to ask yourself, have I stood up in the past hour? If you have not, I want you to stand up, shake out those legs, shake out the arms, shake out the butt, get the blood moving, get the blood flowing, and then resume. And lastly, I want you to ask yourself, what is one goal that I am accomplishing by the end of the year? I'm currently recording this on November 1st, so we have exactly 2 more months left of 2022, which is freaking insane. Crazy how time's flying. So this is your time to shine. Set your final goals of the year right now. I'm holding you accountable, and I promise you can do this. Okay, so I hope you're feeling a little bit more present with yourself. And I don't know. I just love the self check-ins. Like, I do self check-ins sometimes if I'm like, why on earth do I feel like a literal disaster right now? And they just always get me thinking and reel in my brain, make me not be having a million anxiety thoughts running through my brain. Just, I love them. Anyways, now we're going to move on to the little part of the episode where I share life updates, because my life, I would like to describe it right now as chaotic in the best way, in a very exhausting way. And I feel like I'm kind of that person that I always am like, I really want consistency. I always want routine. And I do the freaking opposite. And it's just kind of like, I'm realizing I like the opposite of routine. I like routines in my day, like having a consistent morning routine, night routine. But I like to have some excitement, I'm realizing, in my life. So I like to keep things spicy. And so, you guys, when I say spicy, I mean I just moved out of New York City and I am a nomad at the moment. I know. You guys are probably wondering, Callie, what? And I have to say, I feel very, very weird recording right now because for some reason it feels like I haven't recorded an episode in like a hot second, but it's literally been 6 days. And I just feel like so much has happened in the last week of my life. Like, I don't even know where to start, you guys. Okay. So I kind of mentioned that I was going to move, but it's official. I'm out of my apartment. We turned in the keys to our landlord. Such a seamless move. It was insane. We got movers to move our stuff out of our apartment as we were flying back from Florida to New York City. So we weren't even there when we moved, which kind of freaked me out, but like, I think it's fine. Then we get to the apartment and we are packing up our remaining stuff. We're donating some things to friends, Goodwill, all that stuff. And then we just finished up by cleaning. I literally cleaned the apartment with toilet paper because we ran out of paper towels. It worked, but it was so funny. It was actually hysterical. I was like, why am I cleaning with toilet paper? I'm cleaning the kitchen with toilet paper right now. But anyways, so then we had a night in New York City, our final night. So we basically got to New York City, I think it was like a Thursday, and then it was like Thursday night, and then we flew out Friday night. So we had one night left in the city, and we were like, let's just make the most of this night. And so we went out. We went to go to this bar called 310 Bowery, and you can only go if you're 23 years old. So we're both 23, me and my boyfriend. And so we got some friends, and we got ramen first. Love ramen. Had to have some New York City ramen before leaving. Then we went to this 310 Bowery bar, and if you don't already know this, I don't drink anymore, so went totally sober. And to be honest, it was actually such a vibe. I feel like sometimes when I go and I'm not drinking, I just feel really like, I don't know, sometimes it just makes things feel like, it makes bars like sometimes just feel like not as fun. But I think a big part of going out and going to bars in particular is who you're going with. So I'm learning that if I have a good group around me, it doesn't matter if I'm drinking or not. I think it really comes down to the people you're with, and also if they're playing fire music, like some throwbacks, like I'm not going to complain. So we went to that bar, and then we went and walked from Bowery down to Greenwich. And then in Greenwich, we had my favorite pizza, artichoke pizza. I love artichoke so much. If you ever go to New York City, go to Artichoke Pizza, get their artichoke. It's so creamy and so delicious, and I ate the whole thing, and my stomach hurt so bad because I'm lactose sensitive, and I did not have a Lactate around. But then we walked to our next favorite pizza place called Lions, Tigers, and Squares in Chelsea, and my boyfriend got his favorite Detroit style pizza there. I didn't get anything. I was like wanting to, but I was so freaking full at this point. I couldn't handle. My stomach was literally going to explode from all the cheese and all the dairy. Anyways, so worth it. Then we went back to our apartment, and we didn't have a bed because the movers had moved it. So we slept on yoga mats on the floor, and my pillow was a sweatshirt, and I cuddled with Axel Boy, my dog. And yeah, then we woke up, and it was move out day. And then we directly flew from New York City to Texas, and now we're in Texas for like a week or so, and we are figuring out how to get a car, and then we're gonna move somewhere. So anyways, lots happening, and you may be like, Callie, what the actual heck? Like, why are you okay with such a crazy just change of events? And honestly, I'm just flowing with life, and I'm realizing that as I'm growing as a person and I'm getting older, I want to experience the life adventures that I would love to experience. So if I don't feel amazing and like myself in New York City, and I know that I'm going to feel better in Florida, like, I don't know. I just feel like life's too short to not go after our dreams and go where we feel the most alive. And also, I'm a Christian and I prayed a lot to God and really just was listening to where he wanted me to be, because I know I can be like, I want to be somewhere else, la la la. I want to be happy, but end of the day, like, he has your life in his hands, and he is going to take care of you, and wherever he wants you to go, he's going to let you go, and the doors are going to open. So I'm really just trusting him in this whole thing, and that's why I have so much peace and just not a lot of anxiety around it. But obviously I would love to find somewhere where I can put my roots down again, and New York City was not that for me, but it's okay. I'm excited for the next chapter. I feel like I'm kind of in a transition phase right now, and it kind of feels weird, but we're just vibing. I'm just thriving and thriving. That's the 2 words this week: vibing and thriving, and just trying to just go with life. Okay, so that's the update. Also, guys, I really am excited because I have been on TikTok probably a little bit too much recently, but I saw that cycle syncing is popping off on TikTok, and I'm so excited because finally people are starting to realize how cool cycle syncing really is. And this is the whole topic of today. I actually have another episode on cycle syncing that I would just record an updated, refreshed version. And if you're really curious about whatever this cycle syncing trend is that you're seeing on social media, I'm here to help you figure it out, simplify it, make it not super scary and complicated, and I want to teach you how you can do it. So let's just start really small. What is cycle syncing? Cycle syncing is essentially working with your hormone levels. As a woman, we have a typically month-long cycle. So we're not taught this in school, but we don't just have our period. We actually go through 4 different phases of this month. So men go through a 24-hour cycle with hormones. Women's are almost a month long. It ranges per girl, obviously. We're all different, but what's super cool is each phase you're essentially a different person, because your hormone levels are different in each phase, which means your energy levels are also different, and you're going to be feeling different things. First phase I like to start off with is the menstrual phase. This phase is your period. So if you get a period, if you get the bleed, this is the first day of that menstrual phase. And basically when you have your period, you already know this, but you're just feeling very, very tired and very heavy, maybe bloated, maybe you're having a headache, a little bit of PMS symptoms. That is your period in a nutshell. And sometimes for me, the last thing I want to do on my period is move my body. And what's really cool is that you don't have to do crazy hard exercises and workouts on your period. In fact, you should not be doing those. I grew up always thinking that we had to do crazy intense workouts all the time as women, or we wouldn't see results. So I would go and slave away at the gym doing hour-plus long cardio workouts, weightlifting, all that stuff. And I would leave feeling so exhausted, so drained, discouraged, and just, guys, I just had a throwback moment that popped into my brain as I was saying that. I used to go to Orange Theory. No hate to Orange Theory. I used to love it, you guys. I used to go all the time. I think it was in high school. So if you don't know what Orange Theory is, it's basically a workout class where you wear like a workout monitor on your wrist and you go between treadmill, rowing machine, and the resistance training part of the room. You go in different circuits. And it's a really intense workout. And your goal is to get in the green-orange phase of your heart rate monitor. So I would always be the girl who'd be in like her orange and red phase. And red was like a little bit too intense. I would push myself to the absolute max. And I would leave that class so tired that I would go home and sleep for, I'm not even exaggerating, 2 hours after the class. Looking back on that, I'm realizing how unhealthy that really was for my body. I was putting so much stress on my body, and I probably was literally on my period doing those workouts, and it increased my cortisol so much that I understand now why I was just so exhausted after class. It was like too exhausted. There's such a fine line between too exhausted and sufficiently worked out, and too exhausted is where when you do the workout and you literally can't even move after the class, and you're just so exhausted, the rest of your day revolves around you recovering. It should not be like that. So I'm getting sidetracked. Essentially, though, during your period, you should be doing pretty chill stuff. You can do stretching. I like to do stretches a lot for my period. I have seen that you can put legs on the wall. I haven't really done that myself, but I love putting my legs on the wall just for lymphatic drainage purposes. So I've never done it during my period, but I see people doing it. So maybe give that a shot if you're interested. And also you can do chill period Pilates. So on my studio, an app Sweaty Studio, I have different workouts for all phases of your cycle. So I have specific workouts called period friendly Pilates workouts. I literally film these workouts while I'm on my period, by the way. So they are curated exactly for the energy level that you typically will feel during your period. And obviously we all are different, so we all have different energy levels while we're on our period. For me, I'm like dead. I literally am so tired and just don't want to do anything. So typically these workouts are pretty relaxed. But once again, always listen to your body. I don't know about you, but finding high quality and affordable grocery items in one place feels nearly impossible in today's world. When I found Thrive Market, I was like, whoa, this is that one place, and it helps me get everything I need and so much more. From healthy pantry goods to sustainable proteins, non-toxic cleaning, and beauty products, Thrive Market helps you get 30% off the best organic groceries and delivers right to your door. On my most recent order, I saved over $10 on products like Siete's Mexican wedding cookies and Lesser Evil's no cheese cheesiness popcorn. And for my girlies out there who are prepping for the holidays, Thrive Market lets you order your holiday faves like Simple Mills pumpkin, muffin, and bread mix, and Nature Paths pumpkin spice waffles from the comfort of your couch. You can skip those grocery lines and crowded parking lots with their fast and free carbon neutral shipping. And I absolutely love how easy it is to use their website and app. In the past, I've spent so much time aimlessly wandering around trying to find dairy-free foods, but with Thrive, you can filter by 90 plus values and lifestyles to find what works for you. But best of all, when you join Thrive Market, you're joining a community of 1 million plus members and sponsoring a family in need. Get convenient, high-quality, affordable groceries delivered with Thrive Market. Join Thrive Market today and get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/Callie for 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. THRIVE market.com/Callie. As someone who's sensitive to dairy, plant-based milks like almond, oat, coconut, and cashew have been lifesavers for me, especially in my lattes. And you guys know how much I like my oat milk lattes on my hot girl walk. I recently started using Almond Cow to make homemade plant-based milk, and it's legit my new favorite hobby. Like, catching me in the kitchen making this hours every day if I could, but you don't need hours because it's literally so fast. Almond Cow makes it fast, easy, and clean to get your plant-based milk. Plus, the cleanup is just as easy with zero waste, and the milk is affordable and super healthy with no additives, fillers, and questionable ingredients. I've been adding vanilla extract and a little bit of maple syrup to my soaked oats. I press the button, and that's it. It's so freaking easy. I can't even begin. For a limited time only, Almond Cow is giving our listeners $25 off on all orders $200 and over. Go to almondcow.co to get started. Again, that's almondcow.co and use my code Callie at checkout for $25 off.
Tired of long waits and rushed care at the ER and urgent care clinic? Next time, stay home and let Dispatch Health bring the power of the hospital to you.
I call Dispatch Health. A care team of medical professionals actually come to your house.
They're the same caliber of people that you would see if you were at a hospital or an urgent care.
Dispatch Health can treat most non-life-threatening emergencies.
They can do the x-rays, they can do stitches,
urinary tract infections, blood test, urinalysis, ultrasound.
It's almost everything that they can do at the ER.
You never feel rushed. They're there for you and only you.
I felt like their only patient.
And it costs no more than a trip to urgent care because Dispatch Health is covered by most insurance, including Medicare. See if we serve your home at dispatchhealth.com.
Dispatch Health really went above and beyond.
It's wonderful to have care come to your home.
House calls are back, and they're better than ever. Learn more at dispatchhealth.com.
What's that place you've always wanted to try? Well, you're there, sharing plates with
just one bite.
Or on second thought, maybe not sharing. It's that good. When you're with Amex, it's not if it's going to happen, but when. American Express. Don't live life without it.
Also, yoga is really good. I personally feel like sometimes vinyasa yoga or power yoga is too much for me on my period. So I'll do more of the restorative yoga. That's literally just holding stretch poses and I'm vibing. Also, I like to go on walks, always. Walks, all phases for me. That's my personal preference. Anyways, next phase is the follicular phase. And the follicular phase is when your hormone levels are starting to increase again. So you may start to feel your energy increasing as well. And typically the first day or so, I still feel pretty low energy just because I'm getting off my period. But towards the end of it, I'm feeling hype. The follicular phase, for me personally, it's usually about a little bit over a week or so. I have a shorter cycle, so mine's not totally a month long. It kind of fluctuates between 27, 28 days and 30 days, but that's just me personally. I track my cycle using the Flow app, and it's a really great tracker that I've been using for a long time. And it's really cool because if you're not on birth control like me, you can actually see there's different resources you can read about how to know if you're ovulating, how to help with PMS symptoms, all that stuff. I love it. I love it. So anyway, it's FLO. That's what I use. So follicular phase, you're starting to feel higher energy, right? You're preparing for ovulation. Ovulation is when your body releases an egg. This is the egg that can get fertilized by the sperm, and that is when you can get pregnant, is when you're ovulating. So I feel like I'm literally a science teacher in 4th grade telling you how your body works. It's so cool though. I love it. Okay, so anywho, during the follicular phase, this is when I do more cardio workouts. I'm currently in my follicular phase. So 2 days ago, I did a cardio Pilates workout from Sweaty Studio. Yesterday, I went figure skating because that's literally the most insane cardio, if you ask me. And today I did a reformer inspired Pilates workout because I feel like my heart rate always gets so high in reformer. It's so interesting, so challenging. Anyways, you could do dance cardio, you could go on a run, all that stuff. Okay, before we just get ahead of ourselves, literally, if you're just okay, blah, 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 I keep seeing all the same stuff on social media about what to do during each phase, but how do I even know what phase I'm in? We're going to get into that. So hold that question, hold that thought. Let's finish the phases really fast. So the ovulatory phase is about 24 hours long. This is when you ovulate, and that's when the egg's released that I just told you about. Okay. How do you know when you ovulate? There's a couple different ways, and I am not a doctor, so please do your own research on this if you're needing to know exactly how your ovulation works, because I don't want to mess that up for you, and this is how it personally works for me. I literally get a cramp in one side of my body, period cramps. It feels like a period cramp, but it's in one side of my body, not two. And every month that side alternates. So one side's on my right side, next month it's on my left side. It's literally so cool. And I had that this morning. I had this cramp. I woke up with a cramp and I was like, ugh, I'm ovulating. So that's how I personally know. You can also, I don't do this personally, but if you do basal body temperature, so basically take your temperature literally the second you wake up in the morning, you track your temperature every day, and when you ovulate, your body temperature gets higher. That's how some other people track it. You can also track your ovulation looking at your discharge in your underwear, and there's different resources on that too, on how to tell which type of discharge is for each month or each phase. That one's cool. I've kind of tested that one out, but I just swear by the cramp in my side. It always works. But after you ovulate, so when you ovulate, I tend to do the same workouts that I do in my follicular phase because it's literally a day long. So I feel the same sort of energy level. And this is my peak time when I love to just be social because I'm feeling so just good. It increases your libido during this time, and you may have your skin maybe feeling more glowy. You may just feel more confident and feel more in that social butterfly kind of vibe. That's just really common with the ovulatory and follicular phases. So during this time, I'll create a lot of stuff on my studio. I'll try to network at events and stuff and make social plans. So it's cool because you can actually cycle sync your life, your food, and your workouts. I'm still personally figuring out the food stuff. I haven't ever really cycle synced my food. I've tried and I just haven't stuck with it, but I really want to try it. So when I do, I'll keep you guys posted. But for now, I cycle sync my life and my workouts, and it's oof, so good. Okay, the next and final phase is the luteal phase, and this phase is broken into 2 parts. The first half of this phase is when you're still feeling that high energy, that you are experiencing from your ovulation. So you're going to feel your energy start really strong at the beginning of the luteal phase, and it's going to slowly dip down because your body's preparing for your period. Your hormone levels are slowly decreasing during this phase. First half of it, I'm still doing intense, in quotations. I don't love doing super intense workouts anymore, but I'll add like resistance and stuff to my workouts. I do Pilates like all month long, but I just switch up the type of Pilates I do. So during the luteal phase, I will add my fabric booty band to my workouts, like all of my workouts. I'll add ankle weights on. I'll increase the weight because strength training is so good during this phase. Then as I'm starting to prep for the period, like the week before, I feel so in my head. I feel so tired, so anxiety, so anxious. And this is when I'll start to wind down, and I'll do some of the workouts on my studio app called mood boosting Pilates for confidence, just workouts that are going to boost my mood because I feel so in my head right before my period. It's just like, oh my gosh, it's like the worst week ever. So that's what I do. And you can also do walking, obviously. I just walk like all month long, and yeah. So that's kind of like the workout types of exercise that are awesome for the different phases. But this is the question that I literally get all the time. And it's, how do you know what phase you're in during your cycle? So like I kind of explained, I track my cycle on Flow, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I can literally narrow down to the day when my phase changes. But what I really have found is so helpful and so easy is to literally just listen to my body's energy levels throughout the month. If I know that I'm about to get my period and I wake up feeling tired, I know for a fact that I'm at the end of my luteal phase. If I haven't bled yet, I'm not in my menstrual phase quite yet. So I just listen to my energy. If I get my period, I'm so exhausted. I know, obviously, I have my period, so I know I'm in that phase. When my period ends, I know, okay, that phase is over. We're moving on to the follicular phase. This phase, I know for a fact I'm in that phase because it's after my period and I feel my energy starting to increase. And I know I'm ovulating when I feel a cramp in my side. There's other ways you can tell, though, if you don't feel that cramp like I do. And in the luteal phase, I genuinely just listen to my energy, and I just work out based on how I wake up in the morning. So if I usually have an idea of what the workouts I'm going to do every week, but if I have, like, let's say I plan to do a super intense reformer Pilates workout that day, I wake up feeling really tired and really just drained, I'll pick a chill workout. So it's basically all about just pairing the workouts with the energy that you're feeling that day. That's the easiest way I can explain it. And if you're on birth control and your body isn't experiencing ovulation, I literally just say you can still cycle sync. But it may be a little bit different for you because instead of knowing like I'm in all these different phases, you're literally just picking the workouts based on your body's energy levels. So that's the way I look at cycle syncing. It's like all of it is about balancing your hormones. And I think it can get really complicated because there's a lot of science that goes into cycle syncing. I didn't share the science behind it because genuinely, I think it gets really complex if I try to explain it for you guys. If you want to know the science behind cycle syncing, though, some books that I'm really, really, really obsessed with, I'm going to pull them up right now on Amazon. Okay, book number 1 is Taking Charge of Your Fertility by, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Toni Weschler. And then another one is Woman Code by Alyssa Vitti. And there's one more. There's also In the Flow by Alyssa Vitti. So those are some of the ones that are really good. And those are all on Amazon. I'll link my Amazon page in the show notes so you can just directly click on those books. But yeah, I would just say do your own research if you're feeling like you need some science backing. That's what I did. And I know it can feel overwhelming, but literally, this method is just really awesome because it'll help you feel connected and in tune with your body. I think end of the day, the reason that I personally love cycle syncing so much is because before cycle syncing, I just didn't really understand my body that much. I didn't know why I felt the way I was feeling with energy, with mood swings, all that stuff. And then when I learned that I'm actually 4 different people during the month, it was really empowering because all of a sudden I was like, oh, I'm not going to work against my body anymore. I'm going to work with my cycle. And it's the most empowering feeling ever. I also lost my period for, I think it was like 3 months. and I freaked out. I cut birth control cold turkey. I was taking the pill, and you're not supposed to cut it cold turkey, by the way. So I ended up having a very irregular period for like 6 months when I finally got it back. And cycle syncing, seriously, I swear by it. I swear it helps me regulate my period again. So now I get my period. Sometimes it changes just based on if I'm traveling, if I get sick. All those factors can go into making your cycle slightly different than the month before. But for the most part, it hits within 1 to 3 days the same every single month, which is really exciting and like so cool to see, because it just never was like that before. So anyway, definitely give it a shot if you're curious. And it doesn't mean that you can't keep doing your workouts that you love. There are just different ways that you can make the workouts work for each of the phases. So maybe you're super into doing lifting workouts during your period. Literally just lighten up a little bit, slow down. You don't have to stop doing what you love just because you get your period. Just listen and work with yourself is my best advice. Once again, though, I'd always consult a medical professional before anything else, because if you have something going on, like if you're not getting your period, or if you have like PCOS or anything going on like that, definitely consult a doctor before anything else. Don't listen to social media for all of your advice. I think it's really important to make sure that you are talking to people who are licensed medical professionals, because sometimes stuff out there online, it just isn't totally true. It can be really close to true, but I mean, we're all human beings, and people that aren't necessarily certified or have experience will not always get the facts straight. So really just protect yourself here. Okay, anyway, hope you love that. Hope you are super excited. Feel free to DM me with any questions about cycle syncing, or if you want to try my cycle syncing workout plans, you can go to my studio at sweatystudio.com, and I have an app as well for Android. So exciting, the Android app just launched, and I also have an app for Apple. So anyways, I hope you love this episode so much. If you loved it, please leave a nice review. It helps the show so much. And I will see you, my gorgeous queen, next week for some more healthy but human goodness. I love you. Have the best day. Keep shining. You're so special. And I will see you next week. Bye.
Tired of long waits and rushed care at the ER and urgent care clinic? Next time, stay home and let Dispatch Health bring the power of the hospital to you.
I call Dispatch Health. A care team of medical professionals actually come to your house.
They're the same caliber of people that you would see if you were at a hospital or an urgent care.
Dispatch Health can treat most non-life-threatening emergencies.
They can do the x-rays, they can do stitches,
urinary tract infections, blood test, urinalysis, ultrasound.
It's almost everything that they can do at the ER.
You never feel rushed. They're there for you and only you.
I felt like their only patient.
And it costs no more than a trip to urgent care, because Dispatch Health is covered by most insurance, including Medicare. See if we serve your home at dispatchhealth.com.
Dispatch Health really went above and beyond.
It's wonderful to have care come to your home.
House calls are back, and they're better than ever. Learn more at dispatchhealth.com.
What's that place you've always wanted to try? Well, you're there, sharing plates with
just one bite.
Or on second thought, maybe not sharing. It's that good. When you're with Amex, it's not if it's going to happen, but when. American Express. Don't live life without it.
Hi, I'm Bamboo HR. Yes, the actual software. Mom was a 1, Dad was a 0. And my job is to help growing businesses find and keep great people, which is really hard right now. But here's the thing. Hiring the right people the right way leads to good retention. Smooth onboarding leads to good retention. Performance management that actually works leads to good retention. Not to mention easy-to-use payroll. Retention! Try it for free at bamboohr.com.